it's a hype train that they're running on.
I don't know why we're still talking about this, but it seems like a lot of these people don't seem to understand when it comes to Naoya Inoue coming to the US. They feel like Naoya Inoue should not get any respect until he fights in the United States. They still think it's like the 90s or something and that Naoya Inoue even needs him.
I follow that phrase, to each his own, you know. Everybody's looking for the next star. Everybody's talking about how much money he can make and how many fans you can have and things like that. We really don't know what Inoue's what his goals are. Are his goals to be the star in boxing? If his goal is to be the star in boxing, you gotta come to the United States. It is what it is. You gotta cross those seas. You gotta knock out some Americans to make these other Americans take notice of who you are and what you're doing. There's a lot of people in the boxing world that respect Inoue and what he's done. But if you're someone like me, I'm saying, hey, let's get him. I don't think he's gonna lose, but let's get him out of his own backyard. Let's get him a little uncomfortable and see how he handles the energy when it's not at home.
As you can see right there, it kind of looks like Sean Porter is stooping down to the level of those people that are always hating on Naoya Inoue. Not saying it straight up, but saying that if Naoya Inoue really wants to be a star, he needs to come here. Like, what name out there from 122 to 126 is big enough to bring Naoya Inoue to the States? Like, I'm not sure, because he's the A-side of every single fight. Like, all these guys that people are still trying to hype up, they're literally prospects. Like, these are guys that Naoya Inoue would crush in seconds.
I know that.
He just beat up Stephen Fulton. Well, you know, a lot of these people were putting everything on to beat Naoya Inoue. He was supposed to be the anti-Naoya Inoue, and Naoya Inoue just straight up destroyed the man. He straight up punished him and took him out easy. Like, I did not give Stephen Fulton like one round in that fight.
Canelo, I think he's still the face of boxing.
Me myself, I was kind of surprised during the match because I did expect the fight to go to decision. I still felt like Inoue was gonna beat Stephen Fulton, but I did not think he was gonna humiliate him and beat him up that bad. After the match, you did have a lot of these clowns like Roachpaw TV who switched up and started to pin the blame on many other things, many excuses. And now when they say that Inoue needs to come to the US, they want to act like Stephen Fulton wasn't the best or one of the best fighters at that weight class. Like, Naoya Inoue really gets a lot of support from where he's from, and I think that's what really triggers these people. Naoya Inoue's next match against Luis Neri is expected to take place at the Dome, where the capacity is around like 50,000 people. Like I said, he is the ace at every single fight. Why do you think Stephen Fulton had to come to Japan? He wouldn't have to if he had all the support here.
Everything that you're saying is reality, and these guys don't want to hear reality.
Surprisingly, Naoya Inoue responded to all these comments from Sean Porter and all these people. In response to the comments saying he should come to America to play, the home of the lightweight division is now here in Japan. If you want to see the game, you come to Japan. If there's something better than what's available in the Japanese market in America, then I would happily go. That's all worth it here in Japan. He basically said, why would I leave Japan when I'm making a good living here just to come to get paid less in the US? In reaction to this, we had clowns like Phenom Boxing saying, so all those years of US media promoting this guy resulted in his ego blowing through the roof and saying that F the USA and he'll be fighting at 3 a.m. for the rest of his career. What a waste of resources. We got Clown the Great saying, I'll never respect Inoue as a top pound for pound if he doesn't fight a skilled American in America. I don't trust the testing, the gloves, the hand wraps in that country. If he really liked that, he would come and talk that anti-American shit here. We had Ryan Garcia say, respect, but I come to Japan to fuck her little ass up. We know that Ryan Garcia is not okay, so we know we're not gonna take him seriously, but I just thought it was funny. Those are the types of responses you're gonna get every single time they mention Naoya Inoue. It would honestly be cool to see Naoya Inoue here in the States a couple times, I'm not gonna lie, just to get a chance to see him in person, but it isn't the type of thing that like it's a you need to, or like your career is depending on it, or else you won't become a superstar. Like, people already talk about him without him even fighting here, so it doesn't really matter. The difference is that these people just simply don't like him for some reason, like Roachpaw TV and guys like Clown the Great. I really don't get why when this guy gets things done quick, he doesn't spend his day on X talking trash, tweeting and deleting. But
the tweet and delete, I'm sick of it.
Those are the types of people that typically don't pay for these shows, so why should we listen to them? I do like Sean Porter, but I feel like that take was just not it.
I'm A-side.
Moving on to something else, we also got Devin Haney has now welcomed an Isaac Cruz, calling him out for the WBA WBC Super Lightweight World Title Unification. He says, I like when guys call me out, it makes it for good fights if he's really serious. That's the fight I'll explore once I'm victorious versus Ryan Garcia on April 20th. It will be no different. I would make him look mediocre like I do to these guys. It's not easy, but I make it look that way. Now, in Haney versus Isaac Cruz, once again, I don't think that fight's gonna happen anytime soon. I'm even hearing some rumors that Isaac Cruz might consider consider going back down to 135, so he's gonna vacate the WBA. Still in the looks for a Gervonta Davis rematch, but if that match were to happen, I do think Isaac could give Haney some trouble. You know, he is a pressure fighter. Devin Haney is a boxer, but Isaac Cruz lacks a lot of fundamentals that eventually will show, and Devin Haney will outbox him completely. I think we should be hearing Isaac Cruz's decision very soon, if he's gonna stay or if he's gonna drop back down to 35. But if he does end up staying, I expect him to face Ismael Barroso, his mandatory challenger.